What's up YouTube, this is Weird Station here, and on this edition of Anime Reactions, we're gonna go ahead and react to the fifth episode of Magica Records, Mahou Shoujo, Madoka, Magica, Gaiden. There's been complaints about the sort of pacing that this show has. It's either too slow or too fast. I think I still forgive it because it's Shaft, because I'm trying to anticipate where like the show is where the show is kind of headed, and I'm giving heads up on that this is gonna be a pretty good episode. I would hope so. I really don't know for sure, but I can understand why it's dragged. But it's not, like, let's be real, it's not the Butcher sort of writing, so it's not like that tightly knit at all. But I feel like in this, for this particular, more on what Nanami's which is the whole thing, the whole backstory regarding her and the, what was that girl that she was looking at? I think it was jeez, I keep forgetting. I forget. The fact that I forget names more in here than in the original one, that kind of really sucks. But yeah, whatever, really, like, I think it has to do with her wish, and I'm pretty sure Nanami's wish is probably like continue fighting, continue to survive, or something along those lines. And I think I don't know if I know what Iroha wished for. I think it was to be protected or something. And Tsuruno Yui, I think her wish was to help out her probably like her family business or something like that, but there was a price to pay for it. I'm not sure. Like, it's, the last episode was kind of all over the place, sort of all over the place, but it is still a very intriguing one. I don't really know how to feel about Tsuruno, but I mean, I was kind of spoiled that she has the ability of some like good luck. Like, she has the super luck. So, and because despite how clumsy she was able to kill that, I think it was a witch, or was it like a wrath, or I'm pretty sure it was a witch. Because unless like provided if this Gaiden universe is the one where where Goddess Madoka has yet to really encompass at the time, because has to be, or is yet to be affected by the laws she changed. I'm not too sure, because this is obviously like not yet, if anything, this is not yet affected by the laws where witches don't exist anymore. And there's still the whole thing with the rumors and all, and frankly, I've been told mixed stuff on those regards. And that visual at the end, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some two characters show up and all. I just hope this doesn't turn out like what Fate Grand Order Babylonia is to Fate Zero, where one is rather meh and one is actually like amazing. But that is just my opinion on this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this up. I'm just gonna give Gekida Inu Curry the benefit of the doubt, and this is his first venture as a director, because everything else he's been just doing like all the audiovisual sort of designs and all that. So I could give him the benefit of the doubt. This is the first time he's doing actual directing. So I mean, I'll give him the benefit of that, but he at least has to do a decent job, and hopefully he'll pull through. But I cannot say for sure. It depends on what this episode brings up. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this started. So, all right. It's episode five, and let me just move the mic first. There we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah, one more thing. Suggestions on how I should change the channel, change up the display and the layout of the channel. I mean, I haven't been getting back a lot of subs lately because of so on and so forth, and okay, yeah, we're gonna get a backstory. There was something like a fallout, and then like probably the other girl like joined another group. Sort of. What was that class called again? Wait. Wait. I know. I was assuming all the magical girls in Madoka Magica are infected with Peter Pan syndrome. This is a confirmation. Okay, so that was Yachio, doing the monologue there. I think. That has to be illusionary. I like how this sounds so Clarias, but it's not actually by Clarias, the opening here. I'm still not quite used to how how brighter looking the colors are in this in this show compared to the original. I hate trying to constantly compare to the original, but this is technically a side story, so the comparisons are just gonna come whenever they come. Just like how I cannot stop repeating myself at times. All right. Oh, what's with the propeller? What's with the paper? With the little propeller, the fans? No. I wonder if they mean something, like why they're just all gathered there. She's not even reacting. Yep, it's not her. Because it's not Uri. I doubt it. I'd be surprised if this is really Uri right now. some sort of. What the hell? And she's just gone. I'm guessing she. Uh-oh. Yep. Foreshadowing. Is Iroha gonna turn her to? Is Iroha really gonna turn into a witch or something? Cause that's not good. I would think if that was really Yui, like, but is that Yui something happened to Yui there where she cannot normally interact with Iroha. There's something about it where you want to believe it's the real thing, but there's something about it that tells you it's not. Huh. That's static though. Yeah, something's trippy. They're contrasting. The one talking to the Yacho is the one kind of mentally mixed up inside, and Mifuyu is kind of just addressing her in a sort of carefree tone, a carefree yet disturbing way, in a disturbing way. No, she's not. She is not. Never mind. It's a little. All right, so they would look real to the one who made the wit who made the who desired for it for that other one, but to someone else they would look like something else. They would look like a fake, I think. Uh-oh. I'm I'm really confused because she showed up in. Oh, fight starts. I'm assuming what's the stuff that's on Nanami's one part of Nanami's face is preventing her from moving. Some like a seal. Oh, at least she's able to throw the spear. She's confused. It's not the real one, and yet it can fight some. It can fight like the real, somewhat like the real one. Alright, well. Stop confusing me, Jesus Christ. I'm just like, oh, is it real or fake? Wait, uh-oh. Gotta use the grief scene now. Yeah, but who did you wish to see? Oh, okay. You wish. What the fuck is? What the fuck is this? My Little Pony? Oh well. Okay, that's not. This is Little Pony. This is Little Pony. If the directors were smoking weed that day. That's literally. This is literally Discord. Okay. I'll show you why I refer to My Little Pony. Like after this episode, I'm gonna show you guys why. Even though I barely watch the show, if at all, I only remember seeing a few clips here and there. Oh lord, and yeah, Iroha's not looking so good right now. She's about to be dragged into darkness. That's her witch. That's the witch part of. Oh shit. Okay. Well, she just basically turned. I've always assumed. Oh wow. Okay. That's pretty volatile. So I'm guessing that whatever that was was the controller of that the little dimension. Interesting that Iroha's Doppel witch form looks like that. Oh, hey. Yeah, that's her. That was her Doppel form, I think. Hmm. That's not a good That's not a good explanation. Hmm. Referring to Yachio, because of course of course the stoic ones usually hiding something. And the QB mini is gone just like that. Hmm. I get confused. Like, is the Doppels and witches technically the same thing? Because they sure look this. The witch and the Doppel form do sure look the same, or at least similar. So that imposter was just relaying something, relaying something like a recording in a way. It's like a broken record, you know, a broken a broken cassette. Like when you play it back, it just says the same thing over and over. It's some things about it, because in the parent story, when you go witch form, you're done for. It's the end. It's usually end the line for you in the originals in the parent story. Well, at least for Saika, it was. Does she always have a? Does she? Is this a guest room, or is this what was Yashio living with someone else at one point? And because she's safe and sound for now. But now that mommy is mommy Tome is checking on things, she's gonna get involved. But Okay, yeah. She used to share the same resonance with Mifuyu. Okay. There's no place for you here. Hmm. Okay, well, thanks for confusing me again, Madoka Magica. Okay, I know it's supposed. I know something. You know, a part of me says this is supposed to be kind of simple to figure out, but yet there's something off about it. Like I knew Iroha was going to go witch form at some point. I I find although it just really the way she was transformed, I was not so sure if it would look like a Doppel form because frankly, I'm gonna admit I've actually seen like a few clips of what the magic girls look like. It would like they would just be there and you know whatever witch Doppel just dangling out of the head and like it's actually referred to as a Doppel or homely or whatever. I no actually I think the homely refers to just Homer herself because I've seen the term referring to her Doppel forms, but I don't I don't know. I uh oh. Oh boy, things have just gotten. Okay, so two witch transformations in one episode. All right, that was huh. Okay. Okay, that's kind of creepy right there. Okay. But I gotta just slow down and just figure out shit for a second. What? Okay, so all right. I'm just gonna go ahead and cheat on my test. Look up Doppel real fast. Trying to see. I'm trying to see if my confirmations on what Doppel is in is in check. And doubles are the materialization of despair from the magical girls in Kamen City. When they gain control over despair, they may call a double attacking range with now, causing massive damage. It looks similar to a witch. It looks at first similar to a witch though. The way it turns out, and I'm like, so I'm just gonna look at this real fast. What is it? What is the is there a particular difference or so? Crap. Where was it? I need a. I don't want the. I don't want that one. I want to see the other one. Because I'm way too. So let me get this straight. So the witches are the witches and Doppels are practically kind of the same. They come out of the same sort of the same sort of similar, at least similar some sort of format here. That's because I feel this is why I have a mistake. Like, are they technically the same or something? But also not. Because Mami did, was targeting Iroha as if she was hunting down Iroha, and referring to her as a witch, even though of course we know that she's not. She is not the one. Like, it's somebody else, but for sure. It's kind of nice to see, Mami told me to come back. I keep forgetting. I hate the fact I actually keep forgetting that how fucking strong Mami is. Like, she literally one-shots. She literally one-shots any witch not named Whoppersnatch. Or did I pronounce that right? Well, Purgasnatch or something. Like, she literally just one-shots any of like most witches not named that. She is that powerful. But but I think, okay, so I feel like the difference here and why, like, is this and that, I'm not so sure, because they did not refer to Doppel, and Doppel is a term that I just kind of came across when I was searching through the Madoka Magica, little winky, even prior to even watching the show, that I'm just trying to figure, I did, but I didn't look into it as further as I could. I was thinking, are the witches and Doppels the same thing? But it's occurred to me now. I think the reason, because the gravity of the situation when a transformation like that in Madoka, in the original one, as opposed to the side story one where Iroha was still easily saved, and Rena was able to easily revert back. Doubles are ones where you reach a point, and then you use it, and then, like, when you have some, when a certain amount of despair or taintedness starts completely corrupts your soul gem, and then it's the sort of the same conditions for giving birth to a witch. But for here, I think you can easily revert back. I'm not sure what's going on, but maybe it was a, I don't know at this point. I would think that I would want to say it has to do with what Goddess Madoka did, but at the same time it isn't, because witches shouldn't be existing in the first place otherwise, or if those things are not witches at all for some reason, which I don't really want to just call right away. I'm all sorts of confused. I do apologize. It's trying to make heads and toes of it. It was an okay episode. It wasn't as impressive as I was hoping it'd be. It is still nice to see like an old character back for sure. But we do get some stuff regarding Nanami and the whole more backstory regarding Mifuyu and the whole thing. And there's a statement that Mifuyu made: we can turn into adults. Now I'm not so sure how, I'm hoping I'm misinterpreting. Well, I don't know. I hope I'm not misinterpreting this statement, but I'm pretty sure when when you're a magical or when you have the role of it, you're not able to age or something. Like you literally have what I basically call Peter Pan syndrome, and like you basically don't age, or Ash Ketchum syndrome. Like this man, that kid like what, like 20 years, like over 2 decades, and he hasn't changed anything. And I want to give the benefit of the doubt because like it's not like it's years and years passing with the actual day by day journey with each generation and each region he's in. But after all of that, I mean, you'd have to think he had to show some sort of aging. But no, the latest edition has him looking even younger, which is fucking silly in all this case. Although I still like that design. To be fair. There was that part where you see like literally Iroha, like Tamaki. Do I want to call her Tamaki or Iroha? Like I feel like Tamaki is easier to say. Tamaki is was like she was being wrapped up and all, and then she looks into another version of herself, which turns out to be the dark, corrupted witch side of her, and then like that's when she just releases her Doppel or witch, whatever you call it. I would say Doppel at this point because this is not as grave a situation as when a magical girl turns into an actual witch in the original. But I'm trying to figure out things to say. I'm really sorry. It's all sorts of loss, and you can see it in my eyes right now. I wish I was in a better position when I'm trying to react to today's episode. But I'm trying to make the best in terms of analyze the situation. What really sucks is that I want to go back and look at stuff, but I would want to have to display it on screen, and the whole worrying about the whole copyright stuff just because they're displaying scenes from the actual episodes. There was the other. Okay, so there was the talk between Mifuyu and fake Mifuyu and Yachio, and you got me confused. Like there was a point. Okay, so there was a point where Iroha was looking at where Yachio was kind of just coming to it, and then from her point of view, you see that there's the aura of an obvious imposter, like a false Mifuyu or something like that. But when we look again, and Iroha seems to be looking at what seems to be a genuine looking, like what looks like a real version of Mifuyu, but it really isn't in the end. So that was a bit weird. Like why they showed that, and then when the focus was away from Nanami and back to Tamaki, that she does not she doesn't go back to looking like an imposter, like an obvious imposter, but looking more like the real one that Yachio was talking. Well, looking like the real one. I wasn't sure about that. I knew for a fact that the Ui that Tamaki was talking to was obviously not real. Like, I hate the fact I was downing the situation at this point. But it occurs to me, like, why is she saying this? Like, why is she saying that of all things? Like nothing sister related, nothing sort of family related, and then you see Tamaki having some sort of memory flashbacks of her sister when she was still around, saying the same sort of lines, but in different sort of time frames. And then it occurs to me that this imposter was just more like a playback, more like a edited playback of what the real Uri says, like basically copied off and then, you know, pasted into some sort of, you know, some form of data or something similar to that. I can only guess. So what seems to be the control, the master of that entire the labyrinth, or you know, that entire territory and all, was something that looked a lot like a twisted version of something of this one guy from My Little Pony. And let me just show you what that was. Depends on if the internet, I don't know why this is lagging, but sorry about that. Like sometimes this thing lags, sometimes it doesn't, and yeah, it's okay. So this is what so this is what I was referring to, right? This guy right here, it looked rather similar for some reason. I'm just like, wait, does this look like that? And Discord is actually quite well. That thing was not as busted as Discord. Discord was just, you know, kind of hacks. I don't remember what he used to do because frankly I don't watch that fucking cartoon show. I've only seen full on episodes of it. I've only seen clips, and this was kind of busted, and it's kind of makes sense because he has an antagonistic role apparently in that show, and the design, like the color scheme, the different random color scheming and all, just looked way too similar with that witch or whatever that appeared that those girls were fighting. I would assume that was a witch, who would just get but that witch just got torn up by Tamaki's Doppel at that point. I want to compare. Hold on a sec. I want to try to go back and see where this is. Like, when you see here, like the it's just sort of random stuff. Oh, well, it does seem much bigger, and there's like all the contrasting sort of different random color stuff and all. It's like really large, you know, and there's like this hand, you know, there's the horn. It's just a subtle reminder. I'm just like, oh, what the hell? And yeah, it just looked some of that. There was no other immediate comparison I was able to make. Although I would say it was something from no, I can't remember, but I would be tripping if I said something from Final Fantasy, but obviously not. So the episode then, you know, ends with focusing back on Reina and not Reina, Kaede and Co. And Reina and Momoko are kind of, you know, out for account. I'm hopefully not dead, but I don't know for sure. Kaede is something something's wrong with Kaede at this point. I'm not so sure. Like I know she's in big trouble. But although like because she's still panicking, you know, like am I a witch or not? And this is just it's hard for me to put it in words. Like I don't know how to really state my theory, my predictions or assumptions properly. But all I could just say is that Kaede is in trouble again. And we have this, we have that, and then knowing that Tamaki still has her issues. Nanami still has her issues. Mami is still kind of on patrol, on thought patrol. No, that's not. She's literally on witch patrol. We have Tsuruno, who we still really need to, who I feel like we still need to get more into. Although I'm not so sure if the show will have enough time to cover that. Frankly enough, we still don't know what's up with that QB mini. There's still a bunch of questions that I need to ask, and frankly, given the amount of the allowed amount of episodes, which I was hoping was going to be 26, but apparently it got short-ended like Stars of Light, unless if they do confirm there's going to be another season for this particular side story. I'm just kind of at a loss for it. I will give it the benefit of the doubt because it's still a very overall interesting show to follow. Cause with this, it's just kind of a bit painful, quite painful, and also quite entertaining to know, like, you try to assume this but you're wrong, or you think you're wrong but you're right, and then so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I got a lot of stuff wrong, but I'm trying at this point. There's only so much I can remember, and only so much I can, and only so much I can get wrong. To be fair, we have not really seen the shield and the hammer girl in action yet. Besides, not counting the opening visuals, of course. We see Mami already appear. It's just a matter of time when the rest of the original cast is going to appear, because the original synopsis was saying that Madoka was searching for a missing Homura, and we'd have to think that this Homura is probably not the stoic one from the original story. I would assume, just based off the little ending visual we get, self-promoting themselves with the games and all that. She is still in that sort of, she still had that personality where she was wearing glasses, where she was the glasses girl, the clumsy glasses girl, basically. Whether or not she's gonna be aware of the time of the resets is kind of up to what they will say. Well, I don't know. It's kind of up to what they will show when she does show up or not. It can also depend on whether Madoka or the other people, the other members of the original cast will even answer that question. Honestly, well, actually, I don't think QB's gonna be. I don't think they'll be able to answer it, because I'm pretty sure Homer is the only one that's. If I'm not mistaken, Homer's the only one that knows about her own resets, and then I'm not so. And I'm pretty sure QB might have been as well, but I'm not so sure if it's the same QB from main QB from the original one. I'm mixed up, guys. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's quite a good episode. Although I'm a bit disappointed. because I'm being told it's a really great episode, and it just kind of was just good, just pretty good. But you know, with my standards nowadays, you know, considering what happened, considering the kind of standards that this show has kind of been burdened with because of the success of the original. It just doesn't cut it for me as much. But it's not like I don't like it either. It was still really impressive. It was still really interesting. It was still nice to see. This has some nostalgia as well. I mean, you know, with Mami, you know, upon back. Hopefully we see Kyoko again. Hopefully we see Saga again. Hopefully we see Madoka again. Homer of all people. Hopefully we see again. Although I'm not going to see the version of Homer that I really like the most. But that's just me. But anyways, that's gonna pretty much do it for this edition of Magica Record Reactions. So, smash the like button if you enjoyed this reaction. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Any advice that would be helpful. Any hints, tips, don't spoil too much. If you're interested in getting notifications and updates, just hit the bell icon below and sub if you have not yet. Also, check out the links in the description of this video for links to the other social media platforms that I use, which include my Twitter, my Discord, my Discord server, my Patreon page, my Mal and Analyst if you want to follow those. You can also check out the other channels on YouTube that I support. But that'll do it for this edition of Mami Reaction, guys. So until then, see you next time.